Greetings. In the 12th to 13th centuries, a monetary economy began to penetrate all spheres of economic life. The decisive factor that changed the conditions of European trade was the Crusades, 1096 to 1270, which resulted in the establishment of strong and lasting trade connections between the Muslim East, Egypt, Palestine, North Africa, Syria, India, and China, and the Christian West, northern Italian cities such as Venice, Genoa, and later Florence. In northern Europe, after the cessation of Norman raids, trade was established across the North and Baltic Seas, connecting Rus, Poland, Scandinavia, and Germany. Key trade centers emerged, including Flemish and later English cities, as well as North German cities, Hamburg, Bremen, Lübeck, and others, which united in the 14th century to form the Hanseatic League. These two trade flows met at fairs, the largest of which was the International Fair in Champaign, where fairs were held 6 times a year in various towns of this county. These fairs continued almost year-round, creating an international market that welcomed goods from nearly the entire known world at that time. Certain changes also took place in the domestic market. Exchange using money began to occur not only in cities, but also in estates. Natural obligations and corvée labor were transformed into monetary payments. During the era of expanding trade relations, there arose an urgent need for a coin that, thanks to its consistent value, would be universally trusted. Until such a coin existed, the price of goods in international trade relations had to be expressed in units of weight of silver of a certain fineness, a pound of silver by weight. The necessity to pay with silver by weight or with large quantities of diverse small change coins of varying purity, which required the involvement of a weigher and an assayer, posed a serious obstacle to any act of buying and selling. In international trade, goods such as pepper, incense, cloth, and other items began to be used as equivalents. The poor quality of denarii made them completely unsuitable for wholesale international trade. Eventually, even transporting them became a significant issue. For example, literature describes a case where 16 mules were needed to transport 200 pounds of denarii. All of this led to the minting of high-purity coins of full weight starting in the late 12th to early 13th centuries. One of the first to take this path was Venice, where, in 1202, they began minting the large denarius, denario grosso, weighing 2.18 grams, with a fineness of 965, which was equivalent to 24 small denarii, denario piccolo, at that time a B-long coin weighing 0.36 grams with a fineness of 25. The coin was named Matapan, most likely derived from Arabic depicting the seated Christ. Even earlier, in 1172, Genoa began minting its own grossi, approximately 1.5 grams of silver with a fineness of 96, followed by Florence, 1182, where grossi were called Popolino, then Siena, Pisa, and by 1230 all the mints of northern Italy. After Italy, it was France's turn, where, under Louis IX, St. Louis, a monetary reform was carried out, introducing a unified currency for the entire country. In 1266, they began minting the tournois, or tourgros, weighing 4.22 grams of silver with a fineness of 958. The tournois was equivalent to 12 tour deniers, making the tourgros the equivalent of the accounting solidus. In 1300, the most popular silver coin in Eastern Europe, the Prague Groschen, was minted, weighing 4.14 grams, 3.96 grams of pure silver. This coin was first minted by Florentine masters, who were specifically invited for this purpose by King Wenceslaus II. In Germany, the minting of Groschen also began, the most popular of which was the Meissen Groschen, minted in 1338. It weighed 3.9 grams, 3.66 grams of silver. In 1360, during the reign of Emperor Charles IV, the albus, denarius albus, white penny, was minted, weighing about 3.9 grams, 3.42 grams of silver. It was called the white penny to distinguish it from the earlier low-purity black pennies. The albus was equal to 12 hellers, each of which was divided into 2 denarii. In Spain, in the mid-14th century, Spanish Groschen, reales, began to be minted, weighing 3.24 grams of silver. The Netherlands also began minting their own Groschen, groats, at 4.14 grams, 3.96 grams of silver. Groschen, whose value remained relatively stable, served as international currency, while denarii, which were constantly devaluing, were accepted as local currency. However, even this new full-weight silver coin did not meet the needs of international trade. From the 13th century, the minting of gold coins began. One of the first to mint gold coins was Emperor Frederick II of the Holy Roman Empire, who in 1231 introduced the Augustulus, weighing 5.44 grams, 4.6 grams of pure gold. However, this minting soon ceased. Much more significant was the minting of gold coins in the Italian city-states. The first of the Italian communes to mint gold coins was Genoa. In 1252, the Genovino d'Oro, appeared there. In the same year, Florence began minting the Florin, Florino d'Oro, a high-purity coin weighing 3.537 grams. From 1284, Venice began minting its own ducats, Ducato d'Oro. The ducat weighed 3.559 grams and contained 23.5 carats of pure gold. These ducats were also called zecchinos, zecchino, from the word la zecca, the mint. This type of gold coin quickly spread across Europe and began to be minted in almost all European countries. In France, the gold écu, écu d'or, golden shield, weighing 3.54 grams, began to be minted in 1266. The name of the coin came from the shield depicted on it. In addition to the ECU, several other types of gold coins were minted, among which the gold franc is worth mentioning. It was equal in value to the silver livre and was divided into 20 sous. This was a high-quality coin weighing 3.9 grams of gold. Among English coins, the gold nobles, weighing 8.33 grams, which were minted from 1343, stand out. Coins of this type were minted from 1325 in Bohemia and Hungary, and from 1331 in Poland. Several types were minted in the German lands, where they were called Gulden, golden. The most influential was the Rhenish Gulden, minted by the Rhenish Mint Union from 1386. These described gold coins, due to their high purity and full weight, earned widespread trust and became the primary means of payment in large-scale international trade until the end of the Middle Ages. Thus, from the 13th century, a gold-silver bimetallic system was established in the monetary circulation of Europe. Despite its significant advantages, this system also had certain drawbacks related to the constant fluctuation in the value ratio between gold and silver. And so, the story of the history of money in medieval Western Europe in the 13th to 15th centuries comes to an end. Goodbye.